Life has a way of throwing storms our way, some that shake us, some that break us, and some that make us question everything we thought we knew. We try to hold it all together, gripping on to control as if we can bend the universe to our will. We plan, we push, we fight. But what happens when none of it works? What happens when doors slam shut, when the answers don't come? That's when we face the hardest lesson of all: surrender. Not giving up, not backing down, but surrendering in the most powerful way. Letting go of what we cannot control and trusting that there is a plan greater than our own. The truth is, no matter how much we try to map out every step, life has its own rhythm. And sometimes the best thing we can do is step aside and allow the path to unfold. It's not easy. The unknown is terrifying. The waiting feels endless. But what if the detours, the delays, and even the disappointments were never meant to destroy you, but to prepare you? What if every closed door was protecting you from something you couldn't see? What if every heartbreak was shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, and ready for something beyond your imagination? Think back to moments in your life when things didn't go as planned. Maybe you lost an opportunity only to find something better down the road. Maybe you walked away from something that felt perfect only to realize later it was never meant for you. In those moments, didn't it all make sense in the end? Letting go doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop caring what was never meant to be yours. It means you trust that even in the silence, even in the struggle, even when nothing makes sense, something bigger is at work. It means knowing that every no is leading you to a greater yes, and every unanswered prayer is making room for a better one. So take a deep breath. Stop trying to force what isn't meant for you. Release the weight of worry, the burden of control, the fear of the unknown. Walk forward with courage, knowing that even when you can't see the way is already being made. You are not alone and you are not forgotten. The best chapters of your life are still being written. Trust the story, trust the timing, and most of all, trust the one writing it. There is a silent battle we all fight, the battle for control. We hold on so tightly, believing that if we just try harder, push more, or figure everything out, we can shape life exactly the way we want. But life has a way of humbling us. No matter how strong we are, no matter how much we plan, there comes a moment when we realize that some things are simply beyond our power. And in that moment, we have a choice to exhaust ourselves fighting what we cannot change, or to surrender with faith, trusting that there is a plan greater than our own. Surrender is not weakness, it is the ultimate act of strength. It takes courage to step back and say, I may not understand, but I choose to trust. It takes faith to release the burden of control and believe that even in the unknown, there is a purpose unfolding. Think about how much energy we waste trying to hold everything together. The sleepless nights spent worrying about things that may never happen, the frustration of trying to force doors open that were never meant for us, the heartbreak of clinging to something that was only meant to be a lesson, not a lifetime. What if instead of fighting, we let go? What if we stopped resisting and started trusting? Letting go doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop caring what was never meant to be yours. It means freeing yourself from the burden of trying to control outcomes that are beyond your reach. It means stepping into a space of peace, knowing that what is meant for you will find its way to you, not by force, but by faith. Look at the times in your life when things didn't go as planned, yet somehow in the end they worked out in ways you never expected. Those moments were not accidents. They were reminders that you were never in this alone. Every unanswered prayer was protection. Every delay was preparation. Every no was leading you to a greater yes. So take a deep breath, release the need to have all the answers. Walk forward with confidence, knowing that even in your moments of doubt, you are being guided. The plan for your life is unfolding exactly as it should. Your only job is to trust, to keep moving, and to believe that something extraordinary is ahead. Life rarely follows the script we write in our minds. We have dreams, plans, and expectations, and we convince ourselves that things should happen in a certain way at a certain time. But then reality steps in, doors close, opportunities slip away, people leave, and suddenly the path we were so sure of disappears. It's frustrating, even heartbreaking. But what if these detours weren't meant to break us, but to prepare us? What if every roadblock was not rejection, but redirection? Think about a time in your life when something didn't go the way you wanted. Maybe you prayed for a specific opportunity and it never came. Maybe you held on to a relationship believing it was meant to last forever, but it ended. In those moments, it feels like everything is falling apart. But later, when you look back, you realize that what seemed like a loss was actually making space for something greater. The job that didn't happen led you to a better one. The relationship that ended made room for someone who truly valued you. The delay that frustrated you was protecting you from something you weren't ready for yet. We get so focused on our own plans that we forget life is not about getting what we want, it's about receiving what we need. Sometimes what we think is the best for us is only a fraction of what's truly possible. When things don't work out the way we hoped, it's easy to question everything. We ask why, we feel stuck. But in those moments, the most powerful thing we can do is trust. Trust that the detours are not obstacles, but a part of the journey. Trust that the waiting is not punishment, but preparation. Growth happens in the in-between, the space where things feel uncertain, where patience is tested, where faith is stretched. It's in those moments of struggle that we are shaped into the person we need to become. The journey may not always be easy, but it is always leading somewhere meaningful. Every challenge is refining you. Every delay is teaching you patience. Every setback is positioning you for something greater. So when life doesn't go as planned, don't lose heart. Keep walking, keep believing. The path may not be what you expected, but it is exactly what you need. One day you look back and realize that every detour, every delay, every unexpected turn was never leading you away from your purpose. It was leading you straight to it. The unknown is one of the scariest places to be. It's where doubt creeps in, where fear whispers lies, where we feel the most out of control. We crave certainty, we want to see the full picture, we long for answers that haven't yet arrived. But life doesn't work that way. The most beautiful, life-changing moments often happen when we step into the unknown with nothing but faith. Think about it. If we always knew what was ahead, where would growth come from? If we had every answer before taking a step, where would trust be needed? The unknown is not a place of fear. It is a place of transformation. It is in this space that we learn patience, that we build resilience, that we discover strength we didn't even know we had. When things don't make sense, when you feel stuck, when you don't understand why certain things are happening, remind yourself that just because you can't see the way doesn't mean there isn't one. A seed buried in the soil cannot see the sunlight, but that doesn't mean it won't bloom. A traveler in the fog may not see the road ahead, but that doesn't mean the road isn't there. In the same way, just because you don't have all the answers now doesn't mean the answers won't come. There will be seasons in life where you feel lost, where the path is unclear, where you wonder if you're even moving in the right direction. But even in those moments, trust that you are being led somewhere meaningful. Some of the greatest blessings in life are found not in the things we plan, but in the things we never expected. The wrong turns, the delays, the closed doors, all of it is shaping a story far greater than the one you imagined. So instead of fearing the unknown, embrace it. Instead of resisting uncertainty, lean into it. Choose to believe that even when you don't understand, even when the path is unclear, you are being guided. Life is not meant to be figured out all at once. It is meant to be walked with faith, one step at a time. And when you do that, when you surrender the need to have all the answers, you will realize something powerful. You were never lost to begin with. You were simply on your way to something greater. Rejection is one of the hardest things to accept. It stings, it shakes our confidence, it makes us question our worth. We take it personally, as if it is a reflection of who we are, as if it means we aren't good enough. But what if rejection was never meant to break us? What if it was simply redirection, guiding us away from what wasn't right and leading us towards something better? Think about the moments in your life when you wanted something so badly, but it didn't happen. The job that slipped away, the relationship that fell apart, the opportunity that passed you by. At the time, it felt like a loss, but looking back, can you see the protection in it? Can you see how it saved you from settling for less than you deserved? Can you see how it pushed you towards something greater than you imagined? We often pray for doors to open, but sometimes the greatest blessing is when a door closes. We don't always know what's on the other side. We don't always see the danger, the heartbreak, the limitations that would have come with the very thing we wanted. But there is a wisdom greater than our own, a perspective beyond what we can see. And when something doesn't work out, it is not because we aren't worthy, it's because we are being redirected to something more aligned with our purpose. The pain of rejection is real, but so is the power of trust. Trust that what is meant for you will never require you to beg, chase, or force it into existence. Trust that every setback is setting you up for something greater. Trust that every no is making room for a bigger yes. Instead of seeing rejection as the end of a story, start seeing it as a new beginning. Every great success, every breakthrough, every beautiful moment in life often comes after something didn't go as planned. So don't let rejection define you. Let it refine you. Let it strengthen your faith. Let it remind you that just because something isn't happening now doesn't mean it never will. The right things, the right people, and the right opportunities will always find you at the right time. Keep walking, keep believing, and most of all, keep trusting. One day you'll look back and realize that every time you thought you were being rejected, you were actually being redirected towards something extraordinary. Waiting is one of the hardest things to do. It tests our patience, stretches our faith, and challenges our belief in the unseen. When we are in the middle of waiting for answers, waiting for a breakthrough, waiting for things to finally fall into place, it can feel endless. We wonder if we've been forgotten, if our prayers have gone unheard, if anything is really working behind the scenes. But just because you don't see movement doesn't mean nothing is happening. Just because you don't have the answer now doesn't mean it's not coming. Timing is everything. Too soon and we might not be ready, too late and the moment may pass. But at the perfect time, what is meant for us will arrive in a way that no force can stop. Think of nature. Flowers don't bloom before their season, rivers don't rush before the rain, and the sun doesn't rise before the earth is ready. Everything unfolds exactly when it should. Life works the same way. The waiting season is not wasted time. It is preparation. It is in these moments that we grow, that we learn, that we become the person capable of receiving what we are asking for. There is a reason for the delays, a purpose in the pauses. Sometimes we aren't being held back. We are being held in place until we are truly ready. Sometimes what we want is not aligned with what we need. Sometimes the very thing we are waiting for is also being prepared for us. And when the time is right, when everything has aligned, things will happen so effortlessly that you'll wonder why you ever doubted in the first place. Trust the timing. Trust that even in the silence, even in the moments where nothing seems to be changing, something is shifting in ways you cannot see. Keep your faith steady, your heart open, and your spirit strong. The best things in life are not rushed. They are revealed at the perfect moment. One day you will look back and realize that the waiting wasn't a delay, it was a divine alignment. And when that moment comes, you will understand why everything had to happen exactly the way it did. Life is a journey of trust, a path that we walk with faith, even when we don't have all the answers. It is a series of moments, some filled with joy, others with struggle, and many that test our patience, strength, and belief. We try to control, we try to understand, we try to force things to happen the way we think they should. But the truth is, the most powerful thing we can do is let go, not as a sign of weakness, but as an act of surrender to something greater than ourselves. There is peace in knowing that you don't have to carry it all. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to force doors open that aren't meant for you. Life is not about chasing what is out of reach. It's about allowing what is meant for you to find you in the right time, in the right way. Trust that even the struggles, the disappointments, and the unanswered questions are all part of something bigger. Nothing is wasted, not the pain, not the waiting, not the moments that feel like setbacks. Every step you take, even the ones that feel uncertain, are leading you exactly where you are meant to be. Look back at your life, at the things that didn't go the way you wanted, but turn out to be blessings in disguise. Remember the times you thought you were lost, only to realize later that you were simply being redirected. If life has taught you anything, let it teach you this: you are never alone, never forgotten, never without purpose. Even in the moments when you feel unseen, unheard, and uncertain, you are being guided. Even when you don't see the way is being prepared for you. So take a deep breath and release the weight of worry. Let go of the fear of the unknown. Walk forward with courage, not because you have all the answers, but because you trust the one who does. Your story is still unfolding, and the best chapters have yet to be written. What is meant for you will never pass you by. Keep believing, keep moving, and keep trusting. One day everything will make sense, and you'll look back and see that every step, every struggle, every moment was leading you to something far greater than you ever imagined.